All right, so Elijah Moore had some comments that raised some eyebrows. In the Jets Twitterverse, he was asked about the Jets wide receiver group as a whole, and he mentioned himself, Corey Davis, and Garrett Wilson, and he said that he really can't see anybody stopping all three of them. Okay, now I understand some pushback on that. Corey Davis and Elijah Moore, neither one of them have ever had a 1,000-yard season in the NFL, and Garrett Wilson is yet to take a snap. Okay, but I like the confidence. Now, pushing aside any guarantees or bold predictions, I think it does bring up an interesting question of where do these guys line up ideally? Now, they're all interchangeable chess pieces, they're going to be all over the field, but what is the most ideal formation to maximize the skill sets of these three wide receivers? And to take a look at that, we're going to go to the whiteboard. Okay, well, I guess it's the green board, but whatever, you know what I'm saying. And here I have laid in front of you what I believe to be the most ideal formation for the New York Jets on passing downs heading into next season. We're in 11 personnel, one tight end, one back, and the trio of wide receivers we talked about at the top. Let's start with Elijah Moore. Here he is the X wide receiver. In most formations and plays, that's going to be the wide receiver on the lone side of the field. Over here, a lot of room to maneuver by himself. A couple reasons I like this for Elijah. Number one, it's typically reserved for the best wide receiver on an NFL offense. And I know Corey Davis is getting more money and Garrett Wilson has more draft pedigree, but at the time of this recording, Elijah Moore is the best wide receiver on the New York Jets, in my opinion. Also, last year, when Elijah was balling, that stretch of really productive games, weeks 8 to 13, Elijah Moore took over 85% of his snaps outside rather than in the slot. And finally, I think that the X wide receiver lends itself very nicely for what I believe to be Elijah Moore's best skill set, and that is the stop and start ability. Really quick in and out of his breaks and devastating on some double moves. Saw some of this last year. Let's go to our pen, right? Against Indy, a little out and up. Against Xavier Rhodes, touchdown. Against Miami, ran this little skinny slant and go route, deep touchdown from Joe Flacco. All right, also in the Cincinnati Mike White game, he ran this hitch and go, beat a corner, wide open in the end zone. Unfortunately, on that one, Mike White did miss him. Okay, so those are the reasons I like Elijah Moore as the X. Okay, let's move over to Corey Davis and see why I like him as a big slot. Okay, now I'm not the first person to think of this. Jets X Factor did write an article back in February making the case to move Corey Davis into the slot this upcoming season. That article is in the description below. Some of the reasons they give: number one, it offers Corey Davis the opportunities to have some free releases. Typically, the slot corner, this guy right here, he's playing a little bit more of an off coverage, right? You're not getting a lot of press physical man out of the slot typically. Okay, so some more free releases for Corey. Also, it allows for some quick yak intended throws, something Corey Davis does really well at. Okay, so some slants, right? Some outs. Maybe he gets a little rub from Garrett Wilson into the flat, right? Because this corner defending Corey Davis right here, this is a nickel or a slot corner, typically the smallest player on the football field. Corey Davis, big body, 210 pounds. We like that. We like the yak ability. We also like that in traditional passing routes. Corey Davis going up against a 5'10 slot corner, play some basketball situationally, third down, red zone. We love that matchup. All right, now to add something that Jets X Factor didn't mention, I like Corey Davis as the hot route for Zach Wilson. Okay, so if we're waiting on some longer developing routes from Elijah Moore or Garrett Wilson, our speedy guys, I like Corey Davis on some hitches. All right, so maybe some options to be the hot route for Zach Wilson. If there's pressure, we don't have time to look Elijah or Garrett's way, Corey Davis can be a nice safety valve out of the slot for Zach. All right, and finally, let's move over to rookie Garrett Wilson, and I'll tell you why I think he is best suited as the Z wide receiver heading into next season. Now, Garrett Wilson, he's here as the Z, which, again, it's different from each formation or play call, but typically that is the outside receiver on the multiple receiver set of the formation. And he can do a little bit of both things we talked about. The in and out of his breaks, longer developing routes, and the yak ability. He has both of those things. Starting with the yak ability, the Z formation in this West Coast offense is often that receiver that gets called upon to do a lot of these running plays, right? These end arounds. We love that for Garrett Wilson. He's really good in that role. Speaking of the yak, we also like these inside screens or these tunnel screens from Garrett Wilson. Now, Corey Davis in the slot, also our best blocking wide receiver possibly. So here we could have CJ Uzama or Corey Davis creating an alley for Garrett Wilson on this tunnel screen. We love to see that. Additionally, I like Corey Davis and Garrett Wilson on the same side of the field while Elijah's doing his own thing over here, because I like the two-man games that we can run on the right side of the field with Corey Davis and Garrett. Okay, I like the two-man levels concepts that we can run. All right, both breaking inside and outside. Love this. Giving Zach Wilson two separate reads on the same plane. Really easy decision to make there. Okay, I also like the ability for Corey Davis to clear out space for Garrett Wilson, right? Maybe you send Corey Davis on this slot go route, and then again you have Garrett Wilson maybe coming in with a slant or a bang dig in behind it, where you get in the ball a lot of green space and room to operate. All right, guys, thanks for watching. So I don't know if the New York Jets wide receivers are going to be unstoppable or anything like that, but I do think how I presented it, this formation could be pretty tough to defend for defenses facing the New York Jets in the 2022 season. Thank you for watching again. All gas, never break.